The film begins with a young talent named Jason. The guy is an excellent singer who is rapidly gaining popularity on social media. He records a video in which he explains to the audience that his father is forcing him and his sister to attend a Catholic boarding school, and he wrote a song about it.
You're always still, you're always still.
At this moment, somewhere near a roadside gas station, an unknown girl hides a woman's body in the trunk of a car, then changes into a nun's outfit in the restroom. A few days later, Jason and his sister Zoe are brought to the Catholic school after summer vacation. Their father is against Jason's passion for music, but despite this, the guy still brought his guitar with him. The school principal, Sister Rebecca, promises to take care of the boy. Then she introduces him to the new teacher named Sophia. The girl can't take her eyes off the student.
This is Jason, our local musician, and a bit of a celebrity as far as I know.
Seriously? You must be very good.
But Jason greets Sister Sophia rather coolly. The principal apologizes for the young man's behavior and says that he has family difficulties. During the summer holidays, a drunk Jason crashed his father's car, after which the man became too strict with his son, and that's why Jason takes out his anger on others. Later, the principal gets to know his new teacher better. Sophia has an excellent recommendation from her previous school. But Sister Rebecca is surprised by the makeup of the new teacher.
I don't know what the rules were at your previous school, but here our teachers don't wear makeup.
The principal shows Sophia her room. When Rebecca leaves, the girl starts unpacking the suitcase with her name on the tag. She smirks at the items that were in this suitcase. Then she takes out red lace lingerie from a sports bag. Afterwards, she repeatedly listens to Jason's song on her laptop and kisses the screen. A little later, she sees him perform the same song live.
That was wonderful.
The girl admits that she heard about problems in Jason's family, so she suggests they talk about it privately sometime. The next morning, Sophia meets the class and notices Jason flirting with Sarah. She takes the lip gloss from the girl and immediately moves her away from Jason.
Maybe start the morning with a prayer?
Of course. Zoya, why don't you start?
Zoya is surprised by the nun's behavior. She forgot about the morning prayer before the lesson, and it seems she doesn't know the words at all. Zoya talks about her suspicions to Jason, but he is busy texting Sarah. The girl is drastically different from her brother. She spends almost all her time studying and worries about her brother's well-being. That's why she is against his relationship with Sarah. Jason snaps at Zoya because he's tired of the whole family trying to tell him what to do. To sniff out the situation, Sophia approaches Jason and tries to find out about his relationship with Sarah.
So, this is Sarah. Is she your girlfriend?
No, I don't have a girlfriend.
Oh, I'm surprised.
She is surprised that such a popular guy doesn't have a girlfriend. Jason can't believe that a nun has a crush on him. And he, naturally, doesn't even suspect that Sophia dedicates all her free time to his work. The next morning, the nun is furious when she sees Sarah kissing Jason. Sophia warns the student that she will not tolerate such behavior within the monastery walls.
That's why I doubt you know who my father is. He practically sponsors this school.
I don't care who your daddy is, I absolutely never ever want to see you with that guy again, ever.
After classes, she invites Jason to her room for a disciplinary talk.
You didn't think you'd get off that easily, did you? Besides, you said Sarah isn't your girlfriend. Come to my room after classes. We need to talk.
The girl prepares a trap for the guy. She puts on red lingerie and supposedly leaves the door to the room open by accident so the student can peek at her. Jason intends to knock on the door. It opens and he sees Sophia in her underwear. Sophia knows he's watching. The guy eventually runs away, but her plan worked because the young man can't think of anything else, dreaming of the hot nun all night. Every Friday, parents pick up the students for the weekend. Sophia notices Sarah hugging Jason again. She asks Rebecca for permission to leave the convent for the weekend. Supposedly, she needs to take care of her aunt, who is very seriously ill. In the evening, the guy argues with his father again about his music career. Sophia follows him, then sneaks into the yard and watches longingly as he plays the guitar by the pool. She is upset to hear his sweet conversation with Sarah on the phone. Upon returning to school, she sneaks into the girls' dormitory and slips a joint into Sarah's textbook. On her way back, she bumps into the girl. On the way back, she runs into the director. Zoya wakes up from the noise and eavesdrops on them. Dialogue.
Sister Sophia, what are you doing here?
I thought I heard conversations.
The next morning, Sophia asks the students to open their books and seemingly accidentally finds grass in Sarah's book. This is followed by a big scandal at the educational institution. The administration expels the girl from the school. Sophia suggests checking all the students, and strangely enough, they find a bottle of Chernogolovka with Jason, which Sophia had previously planted on him. The boy tries to defend himself, but no one believes him.
I've never seen this before.
Then why did we find it under your mattress?
Then Sophia nobly stands up for the boy, suggesting that he stay at school over the weekend as punishment. Later, the priest admires Sophia's nobility, and the girl confesses that her path to the Lord began with a song. Memories surface in her mind of when she first heard Jason's song, and at that moment she decided to win over the boy at any cost. Upon learning that a new teacher was supposed to transfer to their school, she decided to seize the opportunity. The girl found the nun and ruthlessly dealt with her. Finding out that it was Sophia's idea to keep Jason over the weekend, Zoya decides to support her brother and stays at the school as well. During the weekend work, the girl sees the nun trying to seduce her brother, and in the evening, she even sneaks into his. Sophia turns on the camera on her Yandex phone, then starts undressing. The boy wakes up, he tries his best to resist, but eventually gives in, and they engage in adult activities under the watchful eye of her camera. In the morning, Jason realizes that he made a big mistake, and he tries to explain this to the nun. But Sophia assures him that they are meant for each other and asks him not to tell anyone about it, because if his sister finds out about everything, she will surely tell their strict father. When the guy goes for breakfast, the girl sneaks into his room and enjoys the smell of his clothes. Zoya catches her in this curious act. The nun quickly justifies herself by claiming that she is looking for prohibited substances among the students and chases Zoya away because girls are not allowed to enter the men's dormitory. After classes, the nun calls Zoya over and tells her that she failed the test. The girl doesn't believe it, as she is the strongest student in the class. Sophia condescendingly gives her a chance to improve her grade. In the evening, the nun deliberately leaves the answers to the test in a conspicuous place for Zoya to notice. And when the girl, out of curiosity, decides to compare the answers with her last work, Sophia catches her and immediately takes Zoya to the principal. The nun complains about the student, but Rebecca knows Zoya as the best student, so she forgives her. Zoya expresses her suspicions about Sophia to the principal and mentions that the teacher does not read the morning prayer with the class and each time asks one of the students to read it instead of the teacher. Jason still cannot forgive himself for what he has done. He is going to confess to the priest. The young man admits that he has sinned.
Now I know that I will go to hell for this, but another part doesn't care at all. Is that bad, Father?
But it turns out that this Sophia was listening to him in the confessional all the time. She once again succeeds in seducing the young man. A few days later, a bishop arrives at the monastery who is personally acquainted with the real Sophia. The impostor leaves her room and hears them talking about her. The girl realizes that the bishop might expose her deception and quickly runs away. In the evening, Jason argues with his father again and, in retaliation, goes to a party at Sarah's house. Sophia follows him. At the party, Sarah tries to seduce the guy, but all his thoughts are filled with Sophia and their past time together. He pushes Sarah away and goes outside to get some air with a bottle of beer in his hand. Sarah tries to catch up with him and notices that the word bitch is scratched on her car. A police officer stops Jason. Noticing the alcohol in the teenager's hand, he intends to detain the boy. But suddenly, Sophia comes to the boy's aid. The officer is unable to refuse the nun's pleas and releases the boy under her responsibility. Jason is afraid to go home drunk. Sophia takes advantage of this moment and brings him to a motel. She changes clothes, but the boy tries to stop the girl, saying that their relationship is a big mistake. But Sophia confesses her love. She says she is very wealthy and ready to provide for the boy. A musical education in Paris, which he dreams of. Jason realizes that the girl has mental issues and no longer wants to see her.
I'm not going anywhere with you. This is not normal.
After these words, the girl becomes furious. Meanwhile, Jason's father recalls his wife's words that their son has his own path in life. The man finds his son on a bench and apologizing for pressuring him. Regarding admission to medical university, he promises that from now on he will respect his interests. They reconcile and Jason returns home. The next day, when Jason and Zoe go to the medical university, on the way to school, Zoya notices that someone is hastily driving away from their house. It turns out that Sophia had been watching a student all night. When Zoya returns to school, she finds out that the car belongs to Sophia. Entering his room, Jason sees Sophia unconscious on his bed. He is frightened upon discovering scattered pills. Worried about her life, the guy starts performing CPR, but she kisses him in response. It turns out that Sophia wanted to make sure that she was not indifferent to Jason. The guy is furious and threatens to tell the principal everything. But Sophia reminds him how much his father's reputation at work would suffer. Later, before the lesson, Sophia orders Jason to read a prayer. She doesn't notice that Sister Rebecca is watching her from the hallway. The principal sees that the nun doesn't even open her mouth during the prayer. Rebecca invites Sarah into the class and says that the student was reinstated because her parents are sponsors of the school. Sophia, feeling threatened, asks Jason to stay after the lesson. She tries to convince him that they belong together.
But... Jason?
You can't tell me what to do? Sarah is my friend.
On Jason leaves and demonstratively starts a conversation with Sarah. He sees that Sophia is watching him and deliberately suggests to Sarah that they spend more time together. Driven to madness, the girl decides to take drastic action. In the evening, she sneaks into the shower and beats Sarah to death, making it look like an accident. Jason suspects Sophia of this and says he will tell the police everything. The girl shows him a video of their first night and blackmails him.
Maybe I'll publish this video or maybe not, if you behave well. Perhaps.
You're going to drown yourself.
I'm already at the bottom.
When the parents pick up the kids on Friday, Sophia lies to her sister Rebecca, saying she needs to attend an aunt's funeral, and heads to the restaurant where Jason's family is having dinner. And despite Jason's objections, his parents invite the girl to the table.
I'll return to my table. It was nice meeting you.
Excuse me. Are you dining alone?
Yes, I just came back from my aunt's funeral.
We won't let you dine alone.
Sophia immediately places her phone on the table, subtly hinting to the guy not to say too much. During the conversation, Zoya notices inaccuracies in Sophia's story about her hometown, but the sly girl manages to turn it into a joke. After dinner, the guy has no choice but to confess everything to his sister. Zoya says that Sophia is not a nun at all, and most likely she isn't Sophia at all. In order to find evidence for the police, they plan to steal her laptop. Meanwhile, Rebecca wants to send flowers to Sophia's aunt's grave, but the clinic says that such a woman doesn't exist at all. She realizes that Sophia has been deceiving her. The next morning, when Rebecca calls Sophia for an honest conversation, the kids sneak into Sophia's room. They find the real Sophia's laptop and confirm that their new teacher is an imposter. They also find her real laptop and are horrified to discover that the girl has been stalking Jason for several years.
Laura Patterson.
Is that her name?
She's not a nun. You were right. She was pretending all this time. We need to show this to Rebecca's sister.
Meanwhile, Rebecca exposes Sophia, but the girl decides once again to get rid of problems in her usual way. While searching for Rebecca, Jason and Zoe run into Sophia. They threaten her with the police and all the evidence on her laptop.
You're sick, you know that? Leave my brother alone.
You're just another sick stalker who deserves a cell.
After that, the girl attacks the teenagers. Immobilizing the boy, the imposter decides to get rid of his sister, who is interfering with their happiness. At that moment, Rebecca arrives to the rescue. She distracts Sophia from the kids and starts swinging a nun. Jason pulls out a screwdriver and stabs Sophia in the back. The imposter dies. At the end of the school year, we see Jason and Zoe after graduation. The parents give Zoe a car and Jason a decent guitar. Now we definitely know who is the favorite child in their family, the most beloved child. Guitar versus car.